I'm Jake Harrington, a junior majoring in English Lit at Dartmouth. People always say I'm too quiet, the guy tucked in the corner of the library with some dog-eared novel, watching the world instead of jumping into it. I don't deny it. I like seeing everything through the filter of words, where feelings can just exist without having to hide them. Then there's Daniel. Daniel is pure light. Daniel Brooks, captain of the swim team with that perfect tall, sculpted body honed from hundreds of laps a week, that constant killer smile, and a warm voice that could melt anyone. At Dartmouth, he's the golden boy, every girl's fantasy, every guy's bro. We're total opposites, me, the quiet artsy type with messy hair and thick glasses. Him, the radiant jock with sun-kissed skin and those deep blue eyes. But nobody knows we're everything to each other. We met freshman year at one of those mandatory orientation sessions that felt kinda ridiculous. I was sitting alone in the back row, and Daniel got dragged into the middle of the crowd by his buddies. He spotted me, flashed that smile, and slid into the seat next to me. "You look like you're plotting your escape," he said. From that moment, we became best friends. At least, that's what it looked like on the surface. In public, we kept just enough distance so no one suspected. Daniel was always the center of the party, laughing with his teammates in the locker room, swapping stories about girls from weekend parties, or commenting on some hot chick at the club. It was the perfect cover. His family, old money Boston elite, dad a big shot lawyer, mom on fancy boards, expected him to be the ideal man. Strong, successful, and straight. He could never show weakness, never be different. I'd watch from afar. Every time he joined in those conversations, it stung. He'd laugh loud, slap backs, but I knew that smile never reached his eyes. I knew because I'm the only one who's seen the real Daniel, the exhausted one, the scared one, the one desperate to just be himself. Only when the dorm door clicked shut could we really breathe. My room's small, stacked with books and scribbled notes. Daniel would drop by with excuses like borrowing a book or studying together. Really, he just needed an escape from the outside world. We'd sit close on the bed, pretending to read the same novel I was analyzing for a paper. He'd sprawl out, head on my shoulder, slowly turning pages. Tonight was like that. The desk lamp lit up his face, highlighting that sharp jawline and lips parted in concentration. I tried focusing on The Great Gatsby in my hands, but no chance. Every time his fingers brushed mine turning a page, the air got thick. Those little secret touches, a light squeeze on my wrist, fingers grazing the back of my hand, or just his warm breath on my neck. I looked up and caught his eyes. No party smile this time. Those blue eyes stared at me full of want, fear of getting caught, but overflowing with the love we never said out loud. "Jake," he whispered, voice rough. His fingers stopped on the page, lingering on my hand longer than just friends. I swallowed hard. "Yeah." He didn't answer, just leaned in closer, close enough for me to feel the heat off his body post-practice. We never kissed, not once in 2 years. Too scared, because if we started, we wouldn't stop. And if we couldn't stop, this fake safe cover would shatter. But in that moment, just that hand touch was enough to make my heart race. Enough to know that no matter how much he performed out there, in here with me, he was mine. And I was his, even if only in silence. Even if only in stolen touches between pages. Fall in New England is heartbreakingly beautiful. Crimson leaves line the path to the pool, crunching underfoot as I passed the athletic complex. I'd linger far back, leaning against an old tree, watching Daniel through the foggy glass. He cut through the water like he belonged there. Powerful, free, no hesitation. That's when I loved him most, because he didn't have to pretend. But lately, things started shifting. It began with stares. I'd catch them in the dorm halls or cafeteria. A few guys from the swim team, those loud, built bros always around Daniel, lingering looks. Not friendly curiosity. More like sizing up a puzzle piece that didn't fit their perfect picture. Then the whispers started. I overheard it first in the library, in my usual corner with Mrs. Dalloway. 2 swim team guys, Ryan and Matt, the loudest ones, passed nearby. That Harrington kid's always glued to Brooks, Ryan said, loud enough for me to hear. Bet he's gay. The way he I fucks Brooks, Manitoba. Matt chuckled. Brooks wouldn't go for a dude. But they hang out alone a lot. Who knows? I stared down at the page, heart pounding, hands shaking too much to hold the book. I knew it wasn't just aimed at me. It was a warning shot at Daniel. That night, Daniel came over as usual. He looked drained, hair still damp from practice, faint chlorine scent on his hoodie. He slumped on the bed, back against the wall, silent. I heard some guys on the team talking shit, he finally said, voice low. About us. I swallowed. Me too. He looked at me, those blues full of worry. I told them to shut it. Said we're just friends. But I knew he wasn't telling the whole story. He didn't mention Ryan laughing and saying friends who look like they want to fuck. Or Matt joking watch out. Brooks might catch it. And definitely not how he'd stayed silent after. I found out the truth one Friday afternoon after a big win party. I wasn't planning to go, but Daniel texted, come, we'll dip early. I stood in the corner with an untouched beer, watching him in the crowd, laughing big, slapping backs, recounting girls from last week. Then Ryan started. He pointed at me, drunk but loud enough for the corner to hear. Yo Brooks, your boy's here. That gay one. Picking you up? Or you guys studying again tonight? The group roared. Some whistled. I froze, waiting for Daniel. Waiting for him to say something, anything to defend me, us. But he just forced a laugh. Shrugged. Raised his beer like joining the joke. Cut it out, man. Don't talk shit. Nothing more. My heart shattered right there. Not from the slurs. I'd heard gay as an insult since high school. But from his silence. He chose his spot, his perfect image, over me. I turned and left before anyone saw tears. November wind bit, but not as bad as the wall he'd just built between us. That night he texted, Jake, I'm sorry. I didn't know what to say. I didn't reply. I lay staring at the dorm ceiling, leaves rustling outside. Before, our silence was the safest place, where we could touch without words. Now it was a cold, towering wall I wasn't sure I could climb. And I was terrified he wouldn't even try. I'd never seen Daniel panic like that. It started one late November Saturday morning. First snow blanketing Dartmouth. I was in the library trying to focus on a Fitzgerald paper, mind wandering to Daniel. We hadn't really talked since the party. Just short, cold texts. I knew he was avoiding me, and I was protecting myself by keeping distance. Then my phone buzzed. Text from Daniel, parents are here. Surprise. I frowned. He rarely detailed family stuff, but I knew surprise visits weren't good. The Brooks lived in Beacon Hill, old elite Boston. Everything polished. Dad Richard, a senior partner at a big firm, mom chair of fancy charities. They were proud of Daniel like a trophy. Flawless, in place. I replied, you okay? No response. 3 hours later, he knocked. Cashmere coat I knew his mom bought, hair neat, not post-practice messy. Face pale, eyes red like he'd cried. Come in, I said softly, pulling him inside, locking the door. He collapsed on the bed, head in hands. I don't know what to do anymore, Jake. I sat beside him, not touching yet. Tell me. He took a shaky breath. They flew in this morning. Wanted to see the last meet and check if their son's behaving. Took them to lunch at Hanover Inn. Everything normal. Until Dad pulled out his phone. He paused. Voice breaking. Someone sent him pics. Of us. Last month, walking around Ockham Lake after snow. My arm around your shoulders, you looking at me, like only for me. My stomach dropped. I remembered that afternoon. One rare time we risked closeness outside. Thinking no one noticed. Dad lost it at the table, he went on. Voice fading. Waited till Mom went to the bathroom. Shoved the phone in my face. Explain. I stammered friends, but he didn't buy it. Said if I don't fix myself, stop hanging with that kid. He'd cut my athletic scholarship, tuition, even the Olympic coach connection he set up. Blood drained from my face. Daniel. And he said, Daniel's voice cracked. Next summer I have to get engaged to Charlotte Whitmore. Daughter of his friends. Perfect match, he called it. Family duty. Or, I'm not his son anymore. He buried his face, shoulders shaking. I couldn't hold back. I pulled him in. This time he clung tight, face in my neck, breath hot and trembling. I'm so scared, Jake, he whispered. I don't want to lose you, but I can't lose them. I don't know how to choose. I'm not strong enough to fight it all. I stroked his hair, trying to sound steady while my heart broke. You don't have to choose now. I'm here. We'll figure it out. But we both knew it was empty comfort. He looked up, eyes wet. I promised Dad I'd keep distance from you, at least till Christmas. He wants me home to rethink my life. Felt like choking. So, you're gonna? He didn't answer right away, just looked, torn between love and fear. Then he leaned in, lips brushing mine. Our first kiss, brief, desperate, salty with tears. Sorry, he whispered, pulling back. I don't know if I can fight him. I don't want to hurt you more. He stood, wiped his face, forced calm. I'll text from Boston. The door closed, leaving me in a room suddenly too big, too cold. Outside, snow fell thick, blanketing everything. But the real storm was just starting, and I wasn't sure our love was strong enough to survive it. I'd made up my mind. After 2 weeks of heavy silence, sleepless nights staring at the dorm ceiling wondering if our love was worth Daniel losing everything, I chose the only way I thought was right. Let go. I wrote a short letter, actual handwriting like in the novels I love. Said I understood the pressure. Didn't want to be a burden. I'd step back so he could live the life his family wanted. I'd avoid him, move dorms after break, never make him choose again. I planned to slip it in his locker next morning, then fade out quietly. But fate had other plans. That night, a rare winter storm hit Dartmouth. Rain pounded windows, wind howled like crying. I sat at my desk, folded letter in front, convincing myself this was best. Then desperate knocking, hard, urgent. I opened. Daniel stood soaked, hoodie clinging, hair plastered, rain streaming down mixed with tears, shaking, not just cold, something deeper. Jake. Voice raw, barely words. I yanked him in, slammed the door. Are you insane? Running out in this? He didn't answer, just stared, eyes red, angry and hurt. What the hell is this? He pulled my letter from his pocket. Must have found it early. You were really gonna leave me? I turned away, couldn't meet his eyes. It's best. Daniel, you've got family, future, everything. I don't want you losing it because I love you? He yelled, voice breaking over the rain. You think I want that bullshit future without you? You think I could just go on knowing you're hurting because of me? I shook my head, tears falling. You don't get it. Your dad'll cut everything. Your swimming career, Olympic dreams. Then let him. Daniel grabbed my shoulders hard. I don't care anymore. I've been silent too long, Jake. I let you take the hits alone. Let my dad threaten. Pretended it was fine. But I can't pretend when you're about to vanish from my life. His voice softened, trembling. I don't need a future without you. How long were you gonna run? I broke down. All the held back pain, love I'd buried, it flooded out. I'm scared, Daniel, scared you'll regret it. Scared one day you'll look at me and think I ruined your life. He pulled me close, holding so tight I felt his racing heart. Listen, he whispered in my ear, choked. My life didn't start till I met you. Everything else was just a mask. I won't regret it, Jake. I only regret not being brave sooner. And then we kissed. No holding back, no fear, no distance. Our real first kiss. Intense, desperate, salty with tears and rain. His hands shook, peeling off his soaked hoodie. Then mine. We tumbled to the bed, bodies tangled like afraid to let go or one would disappear. All that pent-up feeling exploded. Gentle touches turned hungry caresses, deep, breathless kisses. Daniel moaned my name between gasps, voice husky with need and lingering tears. I felt every muscle I'd only admired from afar, now all mine, completely. We belonged to each other that night, body and soul. In every move, every stifled groan, there was love, fear of loss, desperate need to hold this forever. When it quieted, we lay tangled, sweat slick, breath sinking. Daniel spooned me, face in my neck. "I'll tell my dad," he whispered. "Not today, not tomorrow. But I will. I'll fight for us." I turned, met those blues now glowing with resolve I'd never seen. "And I'll be right here," I said. "No matter what." Outside rain fell, but not cold anymore. Like a cleanse, ready for whatever new start came, hard as it might be. Chapter 5. Facing the barrier's winter at Dartmouth is never kind, but that one was brutal. Thick snow, biting wind, campus air colder than the temps. After that rainy night, Daniel and I stopped hiding. We faced it not with big declarations but simple truth, being ourselves. Daniel went first. End-of-week team meeting in the chlorine-heavy locker room. He stood in the circle of teammates. Guys who'd battled with him, celebrated wins, slapped his back after perfect laps. Deep breath. Then, "I gotta say something," calm voice, but I knew his hands shook in pockets. "I'm gay, and I'm dating Jake Harrington." Dead silence. Ryan, the ringleader of the toxic jokes, jaw dropped. Matt looked away. Others stared at the floor. Coach Harris frowned. "Brooks, you sure? This ain't a joke." "I'm sure." "Coach, steady. I can't pretend anymore." Next day, captain's armband taken. No official reason, just for the team's good. Daniel didn't argue. Handed it over. Walked out straight-backed as ever. News spread like wildfire. Phones blew up. Team chats exploded with stuff I didn't read. Some friends ghosted. Cafeteria turned hostile. Stares, whispers, smirks as we passed. But this time I wasn't watching from afar. Monday morning, Daniel walked into Bakerberry Library's main hall. I was waiting at the door. Wordless, I held out my hand. He looked a second, then gripped tight in the rush of students. Whispers erupted. Some stopped to gawk. Head shakes, sneers. But I didn't let go. Neither did he. We walked the long hall hand in hand, shoulders brushing. His warmth spread through me, drowning the cold stares. First time public like that, and I realized, with Daniel beside me, the hate was just background noise. The days after weren't easy. Our usual cafeteria table suddenly full. Some profs eyed us with pity-curiosity mix. One day, faggots scrawled on Daniel's door. He wiped it before I saw, but I knew. But we had each other. Nights we'd crash in one room, microwave ramen or order pizza, sprawl on the bed talking day details. Daniel still swam, not captain but for himself. I'd watch from bleachers, cheer when he touched wall. He'd grin up real, no mask. Then we found them unexpected allies. One evening at the campus LGBTQ+ center we finally went. Nervous, both of us. But met Alex, senior sociology major, dyed green hair, warm smile. Mia and Sam, grad-less couple who volunteered. A small group who'd felt the same fears. No empty platitudes. Just their coffee, sharing their stories. Weekend movie nights in the lounge. First time Daniel laughed loud without checking who's watching. One late night walking back, light snow. Daniel stopped mid-path, pulled me close. "Thanks," he whispered, breath warm on my ear. "For what?" "For not letting go. For holding my hand that day. Without you, I don't know if I'd have the guts." I looked into those sparkling blues under streetlights. "Thanks to you too. For choosing me even with the cost." He smiled soft, kissed me right in the falling snow. No rush, no hiding. Just us, two guys in love in a world not quite ready. The hate stares lingered. Whispers echoed. But hand in hand, they were just wind. Because now we knew, together we were strong enough for any barrier. Graduation day dawned bright June, cloudless blue sky, breeze carrying fresh-cut grass and wild roses along paths. Dartmouth at its peak. Red brick buildings glowing, black gowns fluttering like wings on the green. I stood in the crowd, cap crooked, fake diploma tube in hand. Beside me Daniel, towering in his gown, smile genuine, no force. His parents didn't come. We knew they wouldn't. Last letter he sent home in March, no reply. Just one short call from Richard. "Choose that path. Don't expect family at your graduation." Daniel cried that night, but next morning kissed me and said, I'm good, because I have you. When his name called, I cheered loudest. He took the stage, bowed to the president, scanned the crowd for me, eyes locked. He smiled real just for me. Ceremony ended in music and laughter. Hugs, photos, see you laters. No family waiting at gates. No parental embraces. But we had Alex, Mia, Sam, our LGBTQ plus crew. Flowers, balloons, tight hugs like real family. Crowd thinning, Daniel took my hand. Come with me. We climbed to Bakerberry rooftop, quietest spot on graduation day. Rusty door creaked, then our private sky. All Dartmouth below. Green, distant glinting pool. Leaf-lined paths we'd walked scared and secret. Daniel leaned on railing, wind tousling hair. I stood close, shoulder to shoulder. Look soft. Everything we went through. Down there. I looked. Dorm where we first touched over books. Cafeteria where I watched him fake laugh. Hall where we first held hands public. Snowy Occam Lake where leaked pics blew it up. All there, our invisible scars. Your parents didn't show, I said quietly. He nodded. Yeah. But I don't feel alone anymore. Turned, squeezed my hand. Because I have you, and I have me. I smiled, eyes stinging. Same. We stood quiet, wind and distant cheers. He pulled me in, kissed my hair. What did we lose, Jake? Your family's support. Fake friends. That perfect label they slapped on you. And gain? I met his eyes. Ourselves. Loving without hiding. Living real. He smiled. Leaned in for a deep, slow kiss. No hurry to hide. Under June's sun, on the highest spot of the school that saw our pain and growth, we kissed like truly free men. That night, we left Hanover. Small truck loaded with my books, Daniel's old medals, memories we chose. Not to Boston, not old homes. To New York. Big city where no one knew our past, where we could hold hands on streets without looking over shoulders. Dartmouth faded in the rear view. Daniel's hand on my thigh. I glanced, he smiled peaceful, strong, all mine. Scars remained, but didn't hurt. Reminders of the fight for this day. Ahead, wide open sky, where we love freely under the sun. No masks, no fear. Just us, and a love that beat every barrier to become forever.